What is your role in the band? Where are you from? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Big question. So the simplest one there's I'm from Delaware, like 30-ish minutes outside of Dover, born and raised. I am one of the singers and guitarists for the Callers. Um, I mostly play rhythm because Benton is he's a wizard, a prodigy on the guitar, absolutely terrific. And I played bass for one or two of our songs as well, but and keys one. But I just kind of do those things.
What's your favorite breakfast food?
Favorite breakfast food. Um, well, I've got one of them right here, with me. I you know, really like my housemates will can all attest that I go through at least one jar of peanut butter every month. So like peanut butter and banana toast is like staple for me. I like to mix it up every now and then. If I have time to make a breakfast burrito, though, that's really where it is.
Mm, good stuff. Do you have any current or childhood nicknames?
So my first name it actually isn't Carter; it's Gabriel.
Hmm.
And my dad, for some reason, my dad is the only one who decided that was my name when everyone else just collectively called me Carter. Not sure the reasoning behind any of it, but everyone else in my life, my mom, my grandparents, my friends, all called me Carter growing up. My dad always called me Gabe. And if he was mad, he called me Gabriel.
All right, and then one more question. Do you have a favorite TV show?
So I don't get a lot of time to watch TV like these days. You know, Avatar's an obvious favorite, but like
Hmm.
that's kind of just a given. Last year I binged all of Attack on Titan. Really
Mm,
like that one. Um, you know, so I've watched a few animes here and there, but
cool.
that
Well,
that one I really like Cowboy Bebop.
that's
One
fun.
of the that show is one of like the driving forces that got me into jazz a few years ago.
So, do you think they put much influence in your guys' music?
Probably not. No, I don't think I don't think there's a ton of jazz influence in the Callers, but I think I think jazz like and I feel I'm really hesitant to like get into that because I feel like so many people watching this interview are gonna like know more about jazz than I do. But just like getting exposed to like Weather Report and Yellow Jackets and Pat Metheny just like really informed the way I approach songwriting because they just like because jazz is just all about finding these different harmonic avenues to like get from point A to point B and
Hmm.
um, just really fun. It's just like this really colorful genre. And Cowboy Bebop as a show just has like a lot of really just amazing um, pieces in it. Like the original soundtrack for that is just loaded with bangers.
Cool. We'll give them a shout out then. All right. Well, looks like we got Ruben and Benson. What's up, guys?
Hey,
What's
sorry I'm
What's
up?
late.
up?
All
I
good.
can't believe I get to meet the Callers.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, is that Carter Gorham and Ruben Harris?
Oh my gosh.
No,
But I was just kind of getting an introduction to Carter. So tell me what your guys' roles are in the band and where you're from to start off.
Ruben, you can go ahead, buddy.
No, man, you go. You're the
All
leader.
right, all
Yeah,
right.
you're our leader.
So, I'm originally from Lexington, Ohio, and I am one of the core songwriters of the band, and I also play lead guitar. And depending on if I'm singing or not, I play rhythm
he also sometimes sings and plays lead.
sometimes.
Too modest.
Sometimes. Yeah. Carter, you went, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All you.
Shoot. Hi. Yeah, I'm Ruben Harris. I'm from Waynesboro, Virginia. I pretty much do everything else in this band. I play drums, bass, guitar, rhythm, and lead. I also do some backup vocals if need be. I'm also a songwriter. So yeah. I'm also the lead music producer for the Callers.
All right, so now you have three questions to choose from: your favorite breakfast food, your current slash childhood nickname, or your favorite TV show, whichever one you think would be most entertaining, I suppose.
I guess I don't really have much. I don't watch a lot of TV. I definitely watch more YouTube than anything else. But I definitely have a new current favorite movie, which is the Super Mario Brothers movie that I literally just came from. That's why I'm late. I literally just came from the movie theater watching the opening night of Super Mario Brothers. It's a genuinely really good film, and I had a really good time. So
I'm trying to go see that on Friday.
yeah, dude, worth it. Yeah, so I'm not gonna say anything more than that because I don't want to spoil it. So yeah. So there you go. Watch out Illumination. I just gave you a free sponsorship.
Did you play like the Mario games and stuff growing up?
Uh I definitely like I was I was actually more of a PlayStation guy growing up because I had a PS2. But during like high school and definitely like during my college years, I've played the Wii and like currently I have a Switch. So yeah, I played a lot more Mario stuff. But yeah, video game music is like whenever I run out of ideas to write for music or how to produce something, like I always go to video game music, like unironically, because like they always experiment with like different stuff. So it's always like a really fun time to see like what other composers are doing. I'm just gonna this is me gonna nerd out for a hot minute, but like one soundtrack that I always recommend people is like Xenoblade Chronicles. Mainly because like they just have such unique sounds and like they utilize like the most recent game, like the flute is the most prominent instrument. And like for me, I was like, yeah, exactly. Like I had that look of like, what the heck? Like, why a flute? But halfway through the game, I just started crying and I'm like, I'm a man, like I shouldn't, like what the heck is this? Like but like in the I don't know, it's just like video game soundtracks are very innovative. And it's the reason why I tend to go to them when looking for ideas for songwriting.
Can I interject here? So we were all previously in another band um, called Potential Spam that Ruben was spearheading, and
Yeah.
most of our repertoire, the vast majority of our repertoire, was Persona 5 music. If you're
Very
familiar with that game,
yeah.
that Ruben had arranged himself for a full, like a seven piece band, 8 piece. I
Yeah.
don't know. I can't remember how many people were there. I was playing bass. Ben was playing lead guitar. Um, yeah, it was a really fun band.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because that band was like more like jazz fusion than anything else. And it was like because I don't know, like I think I'm gonna give some credit where credit is due because like Carter and Benton are super talented musicians. And yeah, you are. Take the compliment. You will take my compliment.
Love you,
And
Ruben.
I love you too, man.
I
And
love it
like
more.
yeah, so much wholesome.
This is a competition. I will win.
Yeah.
How much love?
But
It's great.
yeah. And it's just like working with these two and like when I was with Potential Spam, like when it's really hard to find music that can work with like a bunch of people. Um and like even like now, like Carter and Benton and I, we have very different tastes in music. And I don't see that as a bad thing, but it's really like, but when you are a leader, especially when leading a band, for me, when we were just doing cover songs, like I had to find something that was enjoyable, that would push people to learn, as well as like give them the ability to express. And like as me being a jazz guitarist, like I found the Persona 5 music to be really fun to play, but as well as like giving them an opportunity to like, because I think all of us had a solo at some point, um at one point or another, where it was just like I wanted to show people when we performed that I had a good people backing me up. Like I had good musicians and I had really good friends and I just wanted to showcase them. And so yeah.
All right.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
Well,
I get I get a lot of that from like my songwriting, just like being able to like, I mean, coming from Potential Spam, playing with Carter and Ruben in that band, and just being able to get the opportunity from there to like grow as a guitarist and as a musician, you know, I've kind of taken that into my own songwriting and into the callers and being able to like, oh, I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm writing my own songs, but you know, these guys are also playing them. Like what is something Ruben would do? What's something Carter would do? What are some how can I make this more fun for them? So it's kind of something that I've also adapted a little bit into my own songwriting.
I guess that kind of leads in actually. How did you guys all get together?
The college kind of came about
That's-
when Benton and I met in a class, in a Pro Tools class we were taking back fall of 21, and he and I started jamming out, and you know, we were like, we should start a band, you know.
Well, I think the first way it started was because Ruben and I had been playing in Potential Spam for about a year, no, about half a year before Carter got back from his mission and was at SVU. And so, but Carter and I were in a studio recording class together, and we kind of were just talking a little bit, and we ended up getting together one time to jam. And Carter showed me a couple of songs he'd been writing, and I mean, I was like, holy cow, they were so good. And I was like, man, we got to get something going. So, I mean, I talked to Ruben. I was like, yo, get in here with me. So we jammed a couple times with Ruben, and then we called our buddy Adam, who played drums, and we got a couple songs together, and we're just playing.
I always felt like I just accidentally, because I'm gonna add a little bit of like context to it, because I was the lead teacher assistant for music industry. So I'm always like up around where like all the bands are playing and where they're rehearsing. And I just see Benton and Carter just like jamming out one day. And I just kind of said nonchalantly, I was like, hey, if you ever need like someone to like fill in for parts, let me know. And sure enough, Benton came to me a few days later. He was like, hey, like, could you play bass or something? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then when Benton was looking for a place to look, I may have abused a little bit of my position where we're like, yeah, we can get ourselves just a practice space. I'm the lead TA. Who cares? Like everyone trusts me for some weird reason. And so like it was really fun just to like hang out with people and jam. And now we're here.
Nice. So tell me about the meaning of the name, the Callers. How'd you guys come up with that?
That was actually me and our old drummer Adam Kelly. We were sitting in my house like right after we'd kind of formed, and we were just sitting like brainstorming random names, just like saying stuff. And we got on like name generator online, and it was like just seeing how much stupid names that were coming up and just laughing at them. And then we were just naming off names to each other. And I looked at Adam one time, I was just like, yo, the Callers, like the collar of a t-shirt. And he looked back at me and he was like, actually, I don't hate it. And so I texted Ruben and Carter, and they were like, actually, I kind of like that too. And it just stuck. It wasn't anything crazy. It just kind of happened like that.
Cool. No deeper meaning, like.
No deeper meaning at all. It just sounded all right, and so we went with it, and then it's just kind of stuck now.
Sweet.
Actually, the Callers is short for I should call her.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, most of our songs are really about some girl who broke mine or Benton's heart. Kind of.
Or just stuff not working out for us. Stuff not going our way.
Nice. You have a story for this, or that was
I don't.
Quite a few.
A lot of the songs in the album that we're coming out with is definitely like I guess like transition of it is really based on like they're all love songs, whether it's like like either just a recent breakup or just like a tough relationship or anything like that. I know like the song that like Carter and I are done with, right? What we just finished recently was Sarah and Stephan, where it's like, and correct me where I go wrong, Carter, because he was the one that wrote this song, where it's just like a guy that just built an AI robot of his dead wife, and I'm like, sick, I guess.
Yeah. So to clarify, that one came out. I was just like on my phone. I saw some news headline about a guy who like had lost his fiance. I don't remember what she died of, but he lost her like 4 years ago. She just died. They were both in their 20s, super young. And you know, as you can imagine, that's like how do you cope with that? How do you move on from that? And so he just like couldn't for the longest time because he had found his person, and so he, you know, he got to a point where he used like an online chat bot, where you like would fill in information about the person you're trying to like converse with, and you know, you do it with really anyone. Like, you know, you can do that with freaking Shakespeare, right? And he just put in just all the everything that he could about his fiance, and talked with her in that way. And like he had talked a little bit with the person he was writing the article about how he was using that to kind of cope. And I don't know, I thought it was good song material. It was just, like, really got to me.
Yeah, I guess like one thing, and the reason why I bring up Sarah and Stephan in particular is because like it, I don't know how like other people do songwriting, but like I think like we all three of us kind of have a good rhythm going, where one of us just has like an idea, and then we just kind of like just send it to everyone else. Benton alluded to this earlier, where it's like when like, and I've started getting better at doing this as well when writing music. It's just like, oh, like I'm not the only one playing this. Like there's other people that I need to work with and write music for. And so like a lot of the times, like I am personally like I can write melodies, but I can't write lyrics, if that makes sense. I very rarely ever have lyrics to any of the stuff that I write. And so like I have these chords, progressions, I have like all these different techniques, and I'm like, great, I don't like, I'm not man of many words. So or I don't really have anything I feel like is thought provoking. So I just kind of like look at Benton and Carter, and I'm like, all right, please run with it. Like I'm like, you guys are geniuses at this than I am. And so I just kind of let them have like take my music and just do whatever, and vice versa, where recently with one of the songs, help me out Benton, that like we were working on recently,
The Find Something New.
yeah, find something new, because all that Benton had was just like him singing and just like, and his guitar just playing like the general idea of the song. And when I heard it, I was kind of like, okay, like I could just hear the entire song. And so it was like, all right, like this is what I want, this is the feel that I'm going for. And so I would take what he had and just completely do my own version of it, or demo, and still try to stay faithful to what they had, because again, this is their song and I want to respect their artistry. And when I'm done, I send it back to them and say like, hey, what are your thoughts? Are there anything that you want to change? And essentially like we just have this ping pong effect where it just keeps going back and forth until we have our final product. And a good example of that one would be, again, in Sarah and Stephan, where I was just noodling around on the guitar, and I had this lead part on the guitar that because I was listening to the song Walk by the Foo Fighters, and I was like, oh, I love that, like it's a very iconic opening, and I wanted to emulate something like that. And when I presented it to Carter, I was totally expecting him to be like, nah, I don't want it, like let's stick with this. But he was like, no, I like that, let's keep that, let's do something more with it. And with that kind of led to this series of stuff to where what the song is now, which I think is a really good song, and I hope people enjoy it.
No, Sarah and Stephan's incredible. The funny thing about that song is that's the first song Carter actually ever showed me that he wrote. And I don't think if it was for Carter showing me that song, I don't think I'd be where I am now with songwriting or as a musician. I mean, that just like completely inspired me, like where I am.
In my life.